Secretary Rollins, my first question pertains to a problem landowners in Mississippi are having. They've been experiencing with the enrollment and the participation in the USDA's voluntary conservation programs administered by the NRSC, the Natural Resources Conservation Service. The problem is primarily associated with the NRCS's Working Lands Program, which are so vital to allowing farmland to remain in production while also addressing natural resource concerns for specifics to that area. And before a landowner can participate in this program, an agency cultural resource specialist must sign off on it to confirm proposed practices meet the cultural resources and the historic preservation requirements. The problem is we've been without an NRCS cultural resource specialist in Mississippi for quite some time. And it's just resulted in a lot of producers having to wait for a very long time for the surveys needed to implement the projects that they're working on that's pretty vital to their operations. And some landowners have spent tens of thousands of dollars on common sense conservation improvements, knowing that they would not impact cultural resources in any way, but yet they still haven't been approved, and they haven't been informed. They've been informed that they may never get approved. So we're very concerned about that, and we know every NRCS funded or assisted program projects triggers federal reviews required by all of the agencies, National Historic Preservation Acts, and all of those things. So this position is pretty critical for USDA to fulfill its contractual obligations with farmers and landowners, and eliminating duplicative paperwork, reducing the administrative burden. I hear from all of these people because I know all of these people, and improving the program delivery is one of the USDA's 2027 budget initiative highlights. So by talking to your team, I understand that you are making a lot of progress here, and I wanted to let you know your team's been so good to work with.
Thank you.
We really appreciate the response and the way
They're
that
the
they
best.
dive in for us.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
I just want to thank you for working with us to resolve this issue. And do you have any comments that you would like to
Yes.
make? And will you just let us know your commitment of working with Congress going forward to get this to where it needs to be?
100%. And I think that I know specific to your case, Senator, I know there's now a Tiger team in place. I know that we have updated our training manuals, and hopefully this is across the country, not just Mississippi, to ensure that there isn't a absolute, if no one can approve this stack of applications, then that doesn't help anybody. So we need to amend that. We're doing that right now. We are completely recalibrating our hiring processes and trying to get more people in right away in all of these offices. And I think we're making progress. I just met earlier today with Bill Beam and Richard Fordyce, who run this area for us. We've got 10 of our top state executive directors for NRCS and FSA coming in next week. I'm going to meet with them. We're brainstorming how do we do better? How do we make sure we're there for the farmers? How do we ensure that we're not sitting in spots like this, that we are obviously in Mississippi and I'm sure other states as well. There is some good news, just very quickly. I think is important. I know not everybody's here, but one of the bright spots of the last year was us launching One Farmer, One File. It isn't specific to this case, but it is specific to the overall running of USDA in these local offices. That One Farmer, One File, we pivoted the Doge team late last spring to basically fix this insane IT system that USDA has. More than 1,000 contractors spending more than $1 billion, 500 systems stacked one on top of the other. It's no wonder that we're still in the dark ages when our farmers are trying to get these programs moving and funded. And so we launched One Farmer, One File in January. And just as an example, in 4 days, when we moved out the farmer bridge payment, we had 52,000 applications in 4 days. As an example, 6 months before, as we moved out the SDRP and the ECAP and some of those programs, it was 5,000 applications over 5 months. So 52,000 applications over 4 days versus 5,000 over 4 months. So my hope is that by moving into this current technology phase, never taking away the face-to-face, especially for the older generation of farmers, but as the newer generation comes up, we're going to be able to solve a lot of this with technology. But I hear you, and I keep telling everyone, send me these stories of you guys not getting done what you need to get done, and we will solve for it.